going through and doing a dry fit of everything right now to make sure I know what I'm doing before I get up on the ladder and have to come back down and all that sort of stuff. Here I have the camera, the wiring, so I can go run it in. It looks really similar to the old one's wiring, so that's good. I'm just gonna be able to strip these down and wire those in. It's awesome how nice everything feels on this. Everything about this whole system feels really good. Pretty slick so far. I better move this so I don't step on it, because I am sure sitting there it's gonna get stepped on. Okay, now to head up the ladder. Next up is just wiring in the new camera. Now run some black tape around it and see if I can get this other part all done. Now just put this all back in this hole here, a little bit tight. There we go. All right, now this end is just gonna go to the camera, and hopefully the camera will fit right here. I really don't want to make a new plate, but if I have to, I will. So many wires, just taking up a lot of room. So it's nice that it comes with this nice plastic, waterproof, you know, keep everything from getting penetrated. It's nice to have. Our old original one didn't have that, but it's been a while.
I think my parents did.
Yeah, the new one that we put on your parents had this. And for most people, they already have it pre-wired, so this is no big deal. They don't have to fabricate like this, but on older trailers, sometimes you have to do this sort of thing. No big deal. One of the fun parts of owning an RV is learning to do everything on it, because if you have to pay somebody to do all this, it costs way too much. And it's not that hard. Most people could do this. I mean, you need a screwdriver is basically it, and maybe some wire strippers, but no big deal. All right, so it's gonna go just like that. Then we'll figure out the angle.
Oh, did you just drop your screw?
Of course. I got one here.
Okay.
Of course I dropped the screw. That's what happens. Son of a bee.
All right, you gotta go find those now.
Yep. Luckily they blend in with the rocks. Okay, I'm gonna I need to pre-drill a hole.
So apparently, new camera does not match up with the old camera, the holes. So we've got to do a little more fabrication. Jesse went to go grab a drill bit so he can drill some new holes and hopefully get this camera mounted.
A little bit of a change of plans. Instead of using this like that, the new cover basically covers the whole thing pretty good. So I'm going to scrape off all this old silicone and get this cleaned, and then I can just put it right on here without that metal piece, and I think that'll be good. I'll just silicone around it once I get it up there. Now the fun part is just stripping all this off, but I think it'll work pretty good that way. So I'm just going to go through and scrape all this off. Get some rubbing alcohol, try to clean it up better. That way I have a good surface to stick to.
Jesse, when's the last time you cleaned the roof?
When it was resealed.
Resealed? How long ago has that been?
3 years, I think.
3 years. It's pretty gross.
Well, add it to my list of things to do.
Any thoughts on what we are going to do with our old system?
I think we should text Jed, see if he wants it. Maybe Tyler does, because it's good to go. I mean, All the wires are out. They should be able to hook it into theirs, no problem. No reason to just throw it away. It's perfectly fine. It worked great. So at least last fall it worked great. Last time we used the trailer. So I don't see why it wouldn't be, you know, good to just give to them. They get a free camera out of it. I bet they'll take it. Let's try this again. If we'd hooked the truck up, but we could test it before I do any more, but we haven't backed the truck on and all that sort of stuff, so just fingers crossed it's gonna work. One problem with full body paint on a trailer when you do something like this, there's always these little areas that didn't get painted, so you have a little bit of white there, but you know what, beggars can't be choosers, right? I think it looks pretty dang good though, if I do have to say so myself, for I'm not a professional. Super easy though to put on here. Now I just need to run my antenna cord up over and we'll be good to go. The antenna on this camera is way shorter than our old one. Our old one we had to run clear up halfway up the trailer. It was magnetic, so I just glued a piece of metal down to the roof and then I just boom, done. But this one's way shorter and it just has the 3M sticky stuff. So I'm just gonna have to stick it up here. The further distance this one sends the image, I guess I don't need as much antenna cord. So I wish this was magnetic here, because I just glue a little plate down, and then in the winter I can take it off really easy. But this 3M stick, I don't know what I'll have to do every year. Maybe I'll have to get a magnet and stick to it, and then put something down. But for now, we'll just clean off the roof and stick it on there. See, the roof's not that dirty, Kara. That is gross. It really needs to get washed. All right, that should stick. Let that dry for a second. All right, well, we'll give this a shot.
Before you stick that, does your cord need to be straight?
No, it doesn't matter. It's just a cord.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't affect it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see if that'll stick down. Just let it sit for a second. One thing I'm going to do though, to get some of the slack out of this cord, I'm just going to wrap it around twice. No more slack that way. I know it doesn't look the best having this cord come down here, but what do you do, right?
You do have your little zip tie thingies in the box too.
I mean, we could stick one here to hold it down. Let me grab one and see. Maybe not a bad idea, Kara. I'm just going to stick it right here where I already did.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for watching out for me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Bada bing, bada boom. That's pretty easy. Really old silicone. Might be all dried up inside. We'll see. Just do a little dot around here. Wouldn't hurt, right? Yeah, that might all be junk. Yeah, need a new tube. All right, we'll come back out and do that.